Are two major things I would like to talk about, and they are very important. Make sure you watch both of them because we are talking about big gains. But before I continue, I'd like for you to smash that subscribe button because every day I am in the trenches and every day I make videos so that you guys can stay informed. That being said, let's get started. The two main things I'd like to talk about is first XRP, and second, Bitcoin. Now, why do I want to talk about these two coins? Well, the first reason I want to talk about XRP is simply because everybody else is talking about XRP, and I'd like you guys to stay informed, and I want to share my thoughts on what I think about XRP, whether it's going to hold, how high it's going to go, whether it's going to dump, and what is going on. Second, I'd like to talk about Bitcoin because we've been talking about Bitcoin in the past on this channel, and Bitcoin really is the future of crypto. Bitcoin is basically the foundation of all of crypto. When crypto pumps, Bitcoin pumps. When Bitcoin dumps, crypto dumps. That's just how the market goes. So, moving on to XRP. Let's talk a little bit about why everybody is getting so hyped. Now, you may look here and see that my chart is a little outdated. Now, this is on purpose. The reason my Fibonacci retracement tool does not cover the recent push to the upside is for one simple reason, to show you that push. So, going from swing low to swing high, you can see that XRP was in sort of a range and then it took a dive, hit the 0.5 zone, and then shot up like that golden ratio, went up and just keeps going up. Now, there is one thing I'd like you guys to look at on every time it took a push to the upside, it comes down to retest a zone. The reason it does this is because for it to be a valid push to the upside, it needs to go up and then come down and have a higher high before it can continue pushing up. So, that is one thing I'd like to warn you guys about XRP is that yes, it looks super nice. Yes, everybody's saying it's going to the moon. Yes, everybody's saying it's going to flip Bitcoin. Yes, people are making crazy money on XRP and are showing the hundreds of thousands, the millions of dollars they have made. And yes, you can make money too. But when? That is the big question, is when will all of this happen? So, with the push to the upside, you can see here from swing low to swing high, we went from $1.39 all the way up to $2.72. So we went over a dollar and about a dollar and a half under that. But you get the point. The reason why I say that is because we have a push from $2.52 to $3.03 and 30 cents. So we're at $3.30 from $2.52 right about here. Meaning we haven't hit that dollar yet. That dollar would be right here, that would be a dollar, and then add on the 50 cents, and that would put us to $4. So we are looking at about a $4 market. We are looking at about a $4 XRP if and only if we are following the trend of this one right here. But again, guys, that is one thing I'd like to warn you about is the pullbacks, because in order for it to be a strong push to the upside, like I said before, it needs a pullback. It needs to pull back and then it needs to hold and go push to the upside again. Now, how far will this pullback be? No one knows. Why? Because we are in uncharted territory. But going from swing low to swing high, if we drag our Fibonacci tool right over here, from swing low to swing high, you can see at where exactly we are at. So swing low to swing high, here we are. We're in that gray zone. We're in the red zone right here. So a nice pullback level could be this 0.236 zone. That is a good level, or $3.14. Now, that is about that is 16 cents, a 16-cent pullback. So that isn't crazy bad for a pullback, but that is also only the top of the golden zone. If it pulls back to the golden ratio, we are looking at $2.96. So you can see that there is going to be some pretty significant pullbacks, and the pullback may not happen yet, but assuming that it does happen very soon, then the pullback you can expect to be first zone at $3.14, the second zone at $2.96. And I'll keep you updated every day on what's going on XRP. But here's the big question: buy, don't buy. What do we do? So, what you can do and what I would recommend is for you to dollar cost average. If you felt like you had to get into the market right now because you were so worried about missing out on gains, dollar cost average. What does this mean? Well, this simply means that if you had $10, put in $1 a day, because overall, over those 10 days, yes, so you may hit the low and you may hit the high, but it ends up being even and you end up in profit. It is one of the most profitable strategies ever. Now, another thing you can do is wait for the pullback. That is one thing that many people underestimate, is waiting for the pullback. Now, when you wait for the pullback, you can wait for a slight pullback, because then that simply means you didn't buy all-time high. Or you can wait for a full pullback and a retest to the upside. It really is up to you, but those are the two main ways I would recommend getting into the market, is with a wait for a pullback, or if you felt like you had to get into the market, dollar cost average. Now to the second portion of today's video. I'd like to talk about Bitcoin. So going to the Bitcoin chart right here, Bitcoin is at $101,000. Guys, this is very good for Bitcoin because profits are always great. And we're above $100,000, which looks nice. But I do have to warn you guys, at over $100 and getting closer to this $102,000, even 103, 104, 105, you get the point. As we get closer to the all-time highs, people are going to start selling, especially people who have been doing what I have been saying, and that is buying down here, buying at the 0.382 zone. Many people recognize that is a strong zone, waited for it to touch, bought. Waited for it to touch, bought. Waited for it to touch, bought. So they basically got 3 buys in before it starts going to the push to the upside. So just like with XRP, is now a bad time to buy in. I would recommend the same thing, dollar cost average, because with pushes to the upside, especially significant ones like we are seeing now, that is when you can see big dumps, and you don't want to be held holding a large portion of something that you really don't want. And if you feel like I really don't want a dollar cost average in because I don't want to be buying the top, then wait for a slight pullback. Wait for a major pullback. Just wait to see some red before you put in your green. That being said, what have we seen today? What we talked about is how XRP is going up, and the two main ways to get into the market is one, dollar cost average, or two, wait for the pullback. And that same thing can be said for Bitcoin, is as it goes past $100,000, it's at $101,000, it reaches some scary territory. So what you should and could be doing is same thing, waiting for a pullback or dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and XRP. That being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Adios.